Chris, you're gonna do the pledge of allegiance and Martha, you're gonna do the prayer. Okay. Everybody stand.
Lord, we thank you for each and every day you give us. We pray that we always seek for blessings and we do as you would want in all of our decisions and choices. We all work together in this short life that we have here on this earth. We pray for work over the country and the nations. And for his own name we pray.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Anybody wanna make a motion to approve the minutes and the financial reports?
I shall move.
Sorry, who done that? You? Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye? All opposed, like sign, motion carried, 5-0. Before I get started here, I've been kinda letting this meeting get out of control, and I try to be nice and let people talk in the room too, that's over. It's gonna be done like the county court meeting, like our meeting's supposed to be done. If you sign this roster, you get 2 minutes to talk. After that, you can't make a comment or talk after the meeting. The board can't correspond with the visitors back and forth, that's over with. So last city meeting, we had people trying to talk over everybody, that's done, that's over, ain't gonna happen. Somebody says, well, can I say something? That's no, you cannot. These comments go directly to the mayor, no one else. I'm in charge. The mayor is totally in charge of the meeting, no talking between aldermen and visitors. I will go to the top of the agenda, ask for a motion, and when I get a second, there'll be a discussion. If I don't get a motion or a second, there won't be any discussion. Only the alderman can discuss on the agenda after the second. Anyone disrupting this meeting, have to leave, visitors are on. Hate I had to get this way, but being nice didn't work, but this is the way it's supposed to be. Go to a county court meeting. I encourage you, go to a county court meeting and see how it's done in Hardin County. They go by the book and they do it right. I was trying to let everybody have a little say-so, and people were telling things that wasn't true, and everybody was trying to talk over everybody, and it just creates more hard feelings. And we were talking about things that wasn't pertaining to the city. All that's over with too. We're not gonna be discussing things that are not related to the city. We don't want any cell phones, Corey. You wanna turn yours off or leave? Okay. Betty, you're on the agenda.
Just withdraw my name.
Okay. All right. We wanna talk about the CDBG grant tonight. What do y'all wanna apply for? If it's construction, it's $1 million. If it's not construction, it's up to $420,000. City pays 18% of whatever the grant is. Most of these projects do require engineering, and that's part of the grant money. So you've got a list there on top of your pile showing you what is eligible and what is not. That's right. It's the one that says CDBG on top. Y'all need to look at that, and I really need, this is a long drawn out deal, and it's a lot of paperwork and a lot of, we have to get estimates and all that stuff, and I'm not gonna spend 6 or 8 weeks on a project and then y'all not wanna do it, so I need to know up front what y'all need, y'all will need to apply for before we get the legwork done. So it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of work on Southwest too, if that's who we use. So there they are. So like I say, construction's up to 1 million, and non-construction is 420,000.
What would be construction amount, when you say construction, would that have to be new construction?
No,
A whole new
rehab,
facility?
like
It could be rehab.
the school, you could redo the school.
Okay.
Still gonna cost you 18%, no matter what you do, CDBG is gonna be 18% cost out of the city.
So that'd be $180,000 on $1 million.
That's correct.
Do we have that kind of matching funds available?
What's our general fund? 230 something.
288.
Oh, 288.
So just
So we
because
got that COVID money and put it in the general fund.
So
We
we're,
had to move it or lose
so
it.
we're 288,
Yes.
and even though it's up to $1 million, we wouldn't necessarily have to spend $1 million.
They can take 50,000 out of that million and that's all you spend. We'll know up front before we start the project, when we get through with the engineering and the construction. If you do construction.
Yeah.
What the cost, the estimated cost will be.
And
It'll be close.
if it ballooned, we could cut it down and only do part of it.
It shouldn't balloon, because we generally tack a little extra to it, or, I know in the federal government, we always added anywhere from 10 to 15%, because it was real money and it was gonna come up. And I'm sure they allow that with the state money like we used to do. But you got different choices there. It's not just the school, it's application for roads won't work, you ain't gonna get no road money. Sidewalk, we've been through all that, we got no right of way from town to the river, so you can't do, I had a sidewalk CDBG grant one time, and that's gonna be your house, you know, we're gonna take part of your yard, and TDOT said, no, we can't do that, because there's no right of way through there, they never owned the right of way, and the city didn't. The only where the city has the right of way besides streets is where my family has bought property and sold lots. And our family has always donated a right of way to the city. And I don't know where anybody else has ever done that or not, but we always have done that. Anywhere else, it's the right of way on city roads is ditch to ditch, and that's it. So, that pretty well goes away with the sidewalk grant if you.
I'd like to see CDBG money spent at the schoolhouse.
You wanna make that motion?
Well,
We're going into discussion. If you,
has anybody else got anything that they would like to say?
that's that.
When I say the schoolhouse, I mean the schoolhouse and the gym.
That's right, it's all connected together.
It's getting in bad shape, and if we don't do something with it soon, it's gonna be too far gone to do anything with it.
That is,
And part of it may already be too far gone.
yeah, you can sit in the basement, look what's through, look what's good now, like in the library. People wonder why we don't have library and all that, the building's not safe, where you can't allow it, it ain't gonna happen.
That building's an asset to the community, if it was in good shape, people like to rent the gym.
We got rooms in that school that don't even have a floor that you can see the ground. They've been took out and nothing done. I mean, I can show you a lot worse stuff than that, but that's just one example.
I don't think we need to let it get in any more disrepair.
I agree.
And this is the only way we're gonna be able to afford to get it back in shape,
I agree.
so. I make
Anybody
a
else have a
motion-
comment? Before you make a motion, anybody else need a copy?
If we were to vote on that and allocate that money, would it be strictly for that project?
That's exactly right, yes. Because we'll be going through probably at least 2 months of engineering and construction design and everything, and then we missed the period for this year and had to wait till next year to reapply.
Is there a deadline?
There will be a deadline.
Can I leave for a few minutes? Yeah,
Sure.
Open 911 call just like across the
That's
street.
fine.
Clear
You
that.
do what you gotta do, Lord. Appreciate it. You wanna make that motion, or what you said?
I wanna make the motion that we, apply for CDBG to do work at the school.
Anything needed at the school or gym,
That's right.
construction wise.
And I'll second.
Okay, is there a second?
I will.
All right, now do we have any discussion? Everybody in favor of schools, say aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Okay, CDBG, that's up to $1 million, but we won't spend $1 million. I don't have a clue, but we'll know what it is, and we'll have enough time, if that thing was $1 million, and y'all say, well, we just can't afford it, then at that point, we might have time to keep,
Trim.
buy something that wasn't construction, that we didn't have to have designs and engineering on. So that's deep, and it runs into a lot of work, you know.
Well, we have.
David Parker will give us an estimate, good enough to know where we're at. But I trust him.
Will we have to use engineering up there for repair?
Yes.
For repair work?
Absolutely. Yes, it'll be federal engineering. Yes, there won't be nowhere around our state, there won't be nowhere around that. And I don't think you want to. Really,
What's that?
do without the engineering.
Oh,
Alright. There's somebody called me and I've got their name and number somewhere, they'll call back if they're interested, I don't know if y'all even gonna do this. They wanted to buy one of the old desks in the doctor's office. I haven't even seen it, I don't know what they're talking about, do y'all wanna sell anything out of the doctor's office? Do somebody make a motion?
I make a motion we sell it.
Don't, sir?
I make a motion, we sell it, if it's not being used,
Yeah.
I'll make
Sell
it.
it?
Yeah.
what kind of a desk is
He,
it?
he just said there's an old desk there in the doctor's office, and he'd like to buy it. Like I say, I've got his name in there somewhere, I have to find it. Don't think I even do, but, y'all can appraise the price, and I'll get the fine print on, we've got how to go about selling it, and it's below a minimum price, and we could do it ourselves and not have to advertise it and all that crap, you know, if it's a certain amount. But is there a second on the motion?
Is there any, would we ever need it?
Ever rented out? That I don't know, if it's one of the old desks in there,
I'd like to go in there and look before I approve to start selling off stuff myself.
Well,
I don't like to just,
I
I
understand
don't
that.
like to just say, yeah, we're gonna start selling off stuff and I don't even know what we're selling.
I understand that, we just have one evening, we're gonna look at it, but we got a motion, so I've gotta ask for a second. Is there a second, we said,
Where are we at on selling the other stuff that we voted to sell?
the guns,
Guns, vehicles?
we got that coming,
Okay.
all of it, we got it all coming here now. Corey?
I'm not
I
necessarily.
understand what you're saying, Corey, we're gonna let this thing die a second, bring it back next meeting, and we'll have one day, and I'll contact all y'all, and we'll go look at it. So that takes care of that for right now. The parking property that Chris Harrington owned there, in front of the SQ Hannah store. OJS used to cross the road where the city just hounded him in court for about 2 years, dollaring him to death. Chris has asked for that to be brought back to him, and, Chris and Brandon cannot vote on this. Does anybody wanna make a motion to give this property? They didn't, the city don't own it, they just got a right of way through him, cause they were dollaring him to death. Does anybody wanna make the motion, we give this property back to Chris?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second? I'll second it. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, I say aye too.
No.
Aye, Corey,
No.
okay, 3 to 1.
Can we discuss it?
I'm sorry, yeah, we should. That's my fault, yeah, we can, after this happens, so what do you wanna discuss?
Even though I can't vote on it.
I know, that's my fault, totally my fault.
I do not think, even though there's no question that businesses in town need parking,
We're gonna address that here in a minute.
but it is not private property owner's responsibility to
Amen.
give up property so that businesses can have parking.
Just like they done Miss Spring.
It's not
nothing but-
right.
It's nothing but cause.
It is not right to take people's
It
property
is not.
to park on.
I
And
agree.
if it's okay, if it's okay to say, well, it's just Chris, we'll just take his property, it's not nobody else's,
Right.
then would anybody else want their front yard paved?
Have you noticed beside his lot, beside your lot, Chris, they've got trailers and cars parked right next to the highway because it's
And they're
not
there for a
city
reason.
property? You go on down the road and there's rocks this big right beside the road, cause that man don't want no parking
If
in his
it's
yard.
okay
So
to
why
pave,
should we park in your yard?
if it's
your
okay
yard.
to pave one man's property for public parking, then then we need to start paving
I
everybody.
agree,
Because,
I agree,
you know, fair is fair.
I agree. Anybody else got anything to say?
If you have a business or buy a piece of property, you pretty well know what you're gonna do with it, and that is a business owner's responsibility with their customers.
We have got business owners on Main Street that have parking lots behind their business that have it blocked off, and
And
their
all,
customers don't even park on their own parking.
all the property
They're taking-
behind both sides of the road, behind all the businesses, have never been city property ever in history. I've been on the board since I was 21-year-old, off and on. Those people that own that property, most of them done filed a quitclaim deed and got that property. They own it. The city's never owned it. Then Donna Ray, Danny Mooney, and Teresa went and filed a quitclaim deed on theirs behind their businesses, and Danny did beside the beside the post office, and got their own deed. Well, after they done that, they went around to people like Don Fields, where he's got all the land, said, oh, the city wants to sell you that. You can own that if you pay the city. City don't own it. The city ain't never owned it. Ron said, I ain't told Don, I ain't paying you nothing. Cause you don't own that property, and that's just how it is.
Well,
And most of the people in the businesses, rent apartments and stuff, all of are parking during working hours on Main Street blocking the parking lot. Then they complain about the parking.
And that should not be.
That should not.
she has got a parking lot on her own property behind the Mexican restaurant.
Yep.
And it's blocked off so that nobody can park on it. But yet, we've had past administrations that think it's okay to take personal property from private property owners and pave it without even asking, and say, well, we're taking it, we're paving it, and if you don't like it, you can fight it in court.
Right.
That's not
They
right.
were trying to take Miss Bailey's property because they wanna turn their boat trailers around. Just because they wanna turn their boat trailers around, rather than make a place on their property across the road, they wanted to take Miss Bailey's property, cause they didn't want their property with asphalt.
The way I see it, this sets a precedent. If it's okay to take property from one man on Main Street and make public parking out of it, then it's okay to take anybody's property on Main Street or any other street.
And
and
when
make
you
parking.
start that,
And I don't want nobody taking my front yard and making
and
parking.
when you start that, everybody knows each administration, next administration may be different from what I'm doing now, but every administration's got a different point of view. If you start taking people's property and they don't like you, they're gonna get your property. They're gonna do it out of spite. I wouldn't do that to my worst enemy. I don't believe in it. I think it's communism. I think it's the worst shape and form of communism.
Well,
If
right's
you work all your
right.
life to pay for property, and then some city government come take it. That is stealing.
Right is right,
Right is right.
wrong is wrong.
It's my understanding the gravel was hauled in behind the Mexican restaurant for parking, to build that up for parking, and then when they got it dumped in there and
And
spread
the
out,
city paid
buildings got put on.
The city paid for that also.
Alright, now my question is, do you feel like that it was right that they took Chris's? Didn't even give him access to put a driveway in on Main
Yeah.
Street?
They don't have, state right of way got him blocked off, and the city blocked him off of the city right of way.
If it's okay to take Chris's and make paving all the way across the front of it, then is it okay to take anybody else's on Main Street and make
But
parking
is it
out of
okay to take away 2 parking spaces, whether it be the city's property or not,
The park space
just to
should
put a
have,
driveway in?
they should have never been there. He owns the property.
He owns the property.
It's
You
not
can't
my
do that.
responsibility.
What if they done that in front of your house and you couldn't get in your carport?
I understand that.
See, that's what
But
it
it should
is.
have been stopped when the paving was done.
They
City done that.
had, the city did it, and they had Stephen Graves sitting there in his police car to ensure nobody give any trouble.
And they
while
held
were
him
doing
in
it.
court for 2 years, dollaring him to death just to get him. Cree McGinley wouldn't bring it to.
It was a
to
lot
court.
more than 2 years, and every time it
Yeah.
come up for court, it would be, oh, well, the court recorder wasn't able to show up today, so we're
Yeah.
gonna have to postpone
They
this.
just dollared him out. And we could do the same thing with anybody. Most people in town can be about dollared out. When you hire the city attorney and you got money to back it up, we can take anybody's property we want to if we wanna be that sorry.
It's
'Cause you
hard to
can dollar
fight,
them to
it's
death
hard
till
to
you
fight
break.
government,
You can't do it. You can't fight city hall. It's hard to do.
I agree.
it's hard to fight, but
Let me have a revote. Let's not count that other vote. All in favor of giving Chris his property back? Brandon?
I can't vote.
That's right. Jonathan? Ricky? Corey?
Abstain.
I vote aye. So he gets his property back. Joe Brown is checking into it. He done the final draft on this thing, so, I think he's done the right thing, and, you
it
gotta
should've
have
never
eminent,
been done to start.
you gotta have eminent domain to build roads. They had, TWRA had to have eminent domain down here for this parking lot, cause this town would have dried up today. But you ain't gotta have eminent domain to provide somebody a parking lot when they're parking on their own customer's parking lot.
And they didn't even go through eminent domain anyway, they
No,
didn't
they
even do
just-
it legally anyway.
They dollared him, well, they done it legally, they used the legal system to choke him out, to dollar him to death.
Well, they did it, and then said if you don't like it, you'll have to fight.
That's right. And Creed would make it come to court. He kept on saying, okay. Oh, let me get my glasses on this one. Jessica needs the budget amended for the fireworks. We're gonna move $2,200 from the police chief fund and $2,800 from the court clerk fund to cover the fireworks. And that will zero them out come July 1 in the next budget. Those two accounts will be dry. Do we need to vote on that? Do we not? Okay. This is kinda to inform you where she's getting her money.
Is that just a
She's
move-
allowed to move.
Moving the money.
That's right, yeah. And that'll dollar that out, Ricky. There won't be any more money in those two funds.
What was those two funds again?
One of them was the police chief's budget and the other one was the county clerk,
Okay,
or court clerk, I'm sorry.
okay.
You know, they had court. Discussion of the 2022 fire training books, invoice paid or not paid. This has been settled. City ain't gonna have to pay. Dustin's gonna pay.
Will the book- will the
We
book-
worked that out this morning.
Were the books ever found, or did he take them home?
I found, well, I didn't find, the lady with 911 with the county found one in back there. He didn't take them, but he knows who's got some of them, don't know, but he says he's gonna use them for
But they
training.
did walk off.
They walked off.
Okay.
They're gone.
And if
Four
they bought 'em, then
four
they
of them are
won't be.
gone.
I just need, if they walked off and the people that was around them when they walked off, needs to be remembered for future reference if anybody wants to come back and work for the fire department again, that, hey, we allowed
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
to
if you
walk off
approve.
and do.
Hey, I'll ask you, cause you were fire chief. Well, no, you wasn't, was you? But you were fire chief after it happened, so I wanna ask you, what do you know about it?
Oh, I don't know nothing about it, but what I was gonna say is, when you buy stuff like that for training for the fire department, it should not leave the fire
It
department.
belongs to.
No, and it should've, we should've been billed the last 11 months
That's
too,
right.
so it wasn't a city's plan. I knew there was a rat, I didn't think that, I didn't know what would happen, and I'm not saying anybody's guilty of what, I just know the city ain't gonna have to pay it, Dustin's gonna pay it, and that's over with. The guns, if y'all look through your pile of invoices there, I called Sheriff Buck in McNairy County, city attorney recommended him taking those guns and selling them at his sale. He had a annual sale, and I called him and he said, David, I ain't got a clue, I ain't got no gun hardly at all right now. He said, I recommend taking it to either T&J or T&T there in Selmer, or, with the Bradley's at Savannah, so we took them to Savannah. And what we got out of them was $100 a piece more than what the police officers in Savannah get the choice to buying their weapons for. He said, this is my top dollar and this is what I give, and you'll see your list there. And the sheriff said that was the best deal we ever got. Them ARKs now, retail, used guns like that are $400 a piece, the bottom is, totally, you can go to Bradley's right now and buy an ARK for $400. As a matter of fact, he's got 4 there, and I'm probably gonna get one, because them things are $1,200 a piece. Anybody, y'all see that list there, what the draw?
$1,400.
Now, I have one other gun, and Corey, you've probably seen this gun, it's one they confiscated, the little Saturday night special. I'm gonna take it to the sheriff and let him investigate it and make sure that gun is clear before we sell it and take it to Bradley's, and it probably won't bring $50.
No, it's,
But we don't need it, it's
No.
probably not even
Should've-
safe,
no.
it's probably not safe.
Well, I knew one of the Glocks was broke, there was a pin broken
I
in one of
told
the
him
Glocks.
that, I told him you thought it was a foreign thing.
Yes.
He said that ain't, he said, I'll
No,
give you the same for it, he said that ain't no big deal. Surplus police cars. The sheriff still wants the black SUV. Drew hadn't said anything about wanting any of the other cars. We're gonna kinda beat this fire department up. It's gonna take about a year before we get it out there, but we're talking with some people, and we're gonna try to get beat up, but, y'all done voted to get rid of the cars. You need to tell me if you wanna sell them all, do you wanna give one to the sheriff, do you wanna keep any? I need to know that now, and we'll get that done hopefully this coming year.
Will we need any of them for Riverdale? We got block traffic.
The fire department's got 2, 3, we'll put the snorkel truck across the road probably. County's gonna be down here, we may have to pay the county a little bit, probably not, we've never had to pay them yet.
The Crown Vics I don't think they're bringing just a ton of money
Them things
anyway.
ain't bring nothing.
Would we might wanna just keep one of the best one of them for Crown Vics in case we needed it for something?
That's up to y'all. Insurance on it ain't gonna be no more because
We
our
got
insurance,
blanket
we got a
coverage.
blanket up to a certain amount.
So it's not eating anything if we keep one of them. Do y'all think we need to keep one or more than one?
Ricky's went through them, I mean, they're all of them fairly good shape.
We got lots of folks wanting to buy them.
Yeah.
I figure they'll probably bring $3,000 apiece.
This
What do
guy-
you think the black ones
Don's
are?
friend that lives over there by Pond's beer joint, he's done this for a living with the government.
Yeah.
And he said, I have bought some off that site, but I've never put none on that site, I'd buy some ourselves. They'll bring the top dollar on that government site.
I think that's right, I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah,
He was in the FBI, and that's the way they
Yeah,
done
that's
there,
right.
he told me that's the way they.
And he said he'd help us
The
get.
city of
count set.
Saltillo has posted stuff on them, so.
They may even have an account out of it, and then it may run out. But I just need to know which ones you wanna sell, which ones you wanna keep, and are you interested in giving the sheriff the black car? That's entirely up to y'all. What y'all say, that's what we'll do.
All right, with the black card, if we donated it to them, and they decided to get rid of it, could it not come back to the city?
Oh, yeah. We could be rolled up that way.
What's-
And it could
what-
be rolled up where it specifically had to be used for drug education for the kids, period.
I think we need to do that.
Okay, that'll take care of that, you got that.
I'm in total disagreement of it because they are all time selling vehicles on gov deals. They have a lot pool that they sell every month, and why should we give them a vehicle when they're selling theirs?
Understand.
Well, that's a good point too. What do
And
we
what
think?
my point was, the reason I told the sheriff I supported it, we were paying out between $75,000 and $80,000 for the police department. We're not paying anything. And he's down here day and night. I know he is, I see him. He's down here sometime 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't see that, but I hear people that tell me they see. So they're saving us $80,000 a year, and I just thought it would have been a good gesture to done that. But that, I mean, he's not gonna have no hard feelings, I'm sure, if y'all decide. I told him it might not go through. I talked to him today, and I got, we do what we supposed to go and we stand behind the door, and what they say, that's what we do.
What do we think it's worth?
I can get them appraised right easy.
Would they pay 17,000, 18,000 for it?
No.
That's what they pay for it, wasn't it?
Might even,
Oh,
you
yeah,
might get half.
No, that's what they pay for it.
yeah. It ain't
So
gonna-
it might be worth, it might bring 10.
Mm-hmm.
How many miles are on? It drove from Savannah a lot of times.
So y'all don't think we need to keep any of the Crown Vics? You don't think they would be, you don't think the city would use them for nothing?
And they're, the sheriff's department's only interested in the Explorer?
The black one because it's black. They like the lettering that shows up on the car for the DARE program. And I fully support the DARE program, I'm not gonna be upset if you don't give it to the sheriff. I just told him I supported it, and I do. Because he done us a heck of a favor with the 80,000, but he's not gonna be mad at me or y'all if you don't do it. It's business.
I see it both ways.
I do too. I understand.
I see, you know, wanting to help out the DARE program, but I also see that the city is not really sitting on a huge pot of money
We're
and,
not ready.
you know, some of that could be used towards grant match. I don't know.
That or keep them all, sell them and use them for the fireworks next year.
That'd be a good firework.
Well, I mean, if we sell them all, we will cover the fireworks for the next 3 years.
Yeah, at least.
That's what I'm saying, so, I mean, why give it away if we can put it back in and actually do something for the town with it?
That's up to y'all.
That's my
Well, I
point.
mean,
Anybody wanna make the motion?
They're not eating anything out there, they don't charge their insurance anymore, so they can sit, we can sell them off as they go.
but if they sit there too long, they will.
They're fixing to run it.
Well, they need to be, I mean, they need to be
Snorkel's
driven.
probably already run.
Yeah.
But which one's the snorkel?
Back to,
It starts up, cause I fired it up, it cranks right
Now,
now.
y'all had decided to keep the show. Everything goes with the show, correct? Okay. Everybody wanna make the motion that we sell all the vehicles, including the snorkel? Well, we've done that though, haven't we?
We've already done
We
it.
just don't need to.
There's 3 different ways you can sell them through the city. One of them's at an open
Yeah.
auction, one of them's at a sealed bid, and one of them's on government.
Yeah.
We voted to
The
sell the
only,
thing.
only way you gonna get what they're worth, the government side.
The only vehicle that was up for question was the Black Explorer.
That's right. And if y'all, anybody wanna make the motion, we do or don't give that to the sheriff's department? I need that motion.
It don't really matter to me either way.
Somebody make
How
a
do you
motion.
feel about it?
I make a motion, we keep it.
Is there a second?
How do you feel about it?
I'm both ways, but if we do vote, if you go to the sheriff's department, it needs to be voted, if it comes back to us, what do you think?
I got a motion made that we sell them, that we sell it, so is there a second to sell it?
I'll second.
Any more discussion on it? All those in favor of selling the black SUV, Brandon?
I don't know, it don't matter to me.
Give me a yes or no, you don't want to pass, don't matter, nobody's gonna be mad.
I'm gonna say don't sell it right now, we'll say how I feel.
Johnny? No. Chris?
No.
Ricky?
Yes.
Corey?
Yeah.
Okay, motion fails, 3-1. We'll hang on to the black SUV, and that don't mean we ain't gonna sell it. We'll just put a little longer if we do.
It's not going to
Yeah.
charity, I mean.
No,
we keep-
nobody made the motion, unless nobody makes the motion, give it to the sheriff, then it will sit here for a while, y'all decide, maybe y'all can get together and decide here's what we need to do.
We probably need to get an appraisal on it, find out how much it's worth.
I can do that.
I mean, if they put it on gov deals, it's worth whatever somebody put on
But
the
the
paper.
gov side's good, cause I bought vehicles off the gov side.
I'm not opposed to the DARE program.
Oh, no, it's one of the best programs.
We've got people over here at Sardis, on the fire department that are wanting the Crown Vics. They bugged me for 3 months.
Yeah, that's county cars, so Sardis don't even have a car.
Oh, they fixing to build a new one.
Well, they're looking into it.
So we're
They
gonna hold on to the way.
Richard,
for right now.
the money man. He might buy the doorknob for the front door. Alright. Everything good? We got that done? Y'all don't have anything else?
What do we decide to do on the other cars?
The other cars you voted to sell.
Okay.
The only one we're gonna hold is the black SUV, and that includes the snorkel truck. Everybody's good with that?
But
Okay.
when do we think we're gonna
When?
sell?
I'll get it done this month, if I can get Don's buddy to get on, get us set up, and if we got an account, we'll find it, and we'll get the password changed, and we'll get the right password. in
We
there.
won't have that snorkel truck to block traffic for Riverdale.
If we don't, we'll handle it.
Okay.
I think you're gonna be better off without trying to block it for that small truck. You just don't realize.
It's hard to turn that thing.
Yeah, it take a 98 wheel to turn that thing.
Yeah, fire department's gonna be at the fireworks deal with Jameson at the landing. Jameson got a permit today, Jesse got it for him. Jesse and I didn't have a clue it required a permit, so we got an email from Jameson, and he said, "Have you got my permit yet?" And I said, "No, I didn't know there was a permit." "Yeah, there's a permit." I said, "Yeah." Alright,
Gonna be
so,
able to shoot fireworks on the water?
on the water.
On the water.
You would think that would be TBA, I've done 1,000
Who
TBA.
did the permit come through?
The PWRA. And it wasn't no charge, was it? It's just, gotta have it. Of course, they gonna patrol land and water. And I understand the safety part. But, 9 o'clock, Saturday night, no alcohol or fireworks on the riverbank, it's strictly TWRA. I'd recommend if you wanna drink alcohol, where we'll be at, and I can't drink no more, but I'll be over Frank Haley's. Watch everybody else drink and try to get a smell of a beer again. But anyway, if you come to the riverbank, you better be careful if you're drinking, cause you're gonna get in trouble. They ain't gonna be down. And Jameson, we appreciate you. You got everything you need. Got a new shiny boat.
No, that was not seeing fireworks.
That's right, hey, I haven't got nothing.
That's pretty. Anybody wanna make a motion,
Well, are we gonna discuss any more parking downtown in this meeting?
Well, we need to, I skipped over that, damn, I thought I'm off the code, I can see that. Yeah, we need to, I have been asked to bring to take down and try to save the trolley stop and move it wherever y'all decide to put it, here at the school or wherever, and turn that into more parking. Now, what we've done with the maintenance department, we've moved them cars in, we can turn that back into, it don't have to be a one-way street anymore, we've moved them in 5 foot on each side. And we've added another parking spot on this side. But we don't need no sidewalk there, and we don't need that trolley building there or anything but looks, cause people don't use it, and the trolley don't go down there. That will add at least 2 to 3 more parking spots. If you
Well,
wanna
if
take
we're
that down.
if we need more parking on Main Street, it needs to come from city property and not
Absolutely.
private property owners.
Absolutely.
So, I make a motion that we take down the trolley stop in order to make more parking there.
Is there a second?
I'll say.
Any discussion? I missed that.
So we're basically trading 2 parking spots for 2 parking spots.
That's right.
What about,
Well, we're 3, we're gaining 1.
what about the farmer's market there, cause there's one there and there's one over here.
Yeah, it's not in the trolley building, there's a stage back there, and then there's that for big and.
Right.
That,
The farmer's market is.
that's right.
Is
That's
the
right.
fountain in the way?
It ain't no count.
Is it in the way of parking or could we,
I don't know what we do with it or where we put it, it's very heavy, but I could take my equipment and move it free of charge.
I mean, could it be put in the flower bed next to the gazebo? Is there any better spot to put it, or does it need to stay where it's at?
Stay where it's at, or, yeah.
Or take down
Right.
whatever, it's not even running, is it? It's not operating, is it?
I'm sorry, I missed that, I don't know, I guess you said. That was my fault again. I understood that when I was on that Motion made and second to take it down.
And make parking there, extra
They park,
parking.
just parking, that's right, that's the sidewalk and the sidewalk comes through the trolley, so that'd be an automatic given. All those in favor of doing that?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Ricky?
No.
Corey?
No.
Passes 3-2. So that'll be done. Maybe I didn't skip any more. I sure am glad Dustin come up with that, to pay that, I mean, that's $500 something. And I appreciate that. Okay, we've got it all worked out. Anybody wanna make a motion? If we get out of here.
Well, do we need to discuss anything else in parking there?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
All I had on here was I had parking and the trolley stop there.
Okay, just to be clear, so everybody's clear,
That's right.
the lane, the road behind the general store and all that down through there is private property.
Absolutely. Never been city
And
property.
if,
Never been
and
city
if the
property.
business owners want to let people park on that, that's their business.
Or park their own vehicles.
Or park their own, that's
That's
their
correct.
business.
That's
We're
correct.
not telling them that they have to.
That's just like behind the head shop and the restaurant, all that back there. I don't see hardly anybody parking, even the employees and the people live upstairs, parking in town on city parking. And y'all could regulate y'all could stop parking after midnight, that would cure a lot of that.
Well,
But you don't wanna get to that point unless they get ugly, and then you.
Well, it's not right though to tie up 2/3 of parking on
Yeah.
Main Street for people that live upstairs if that owner has parking in the back that they could park in. But we could address that in the future if we
Yeah,
need.
that's right. That's exactly right. I'm not for taking anybody's property, but what we own, we control, and that, all that is marked off city parking.
But if the business owners behind the general store or any of them want to stop parking there or allow parking there, that's totally their business. We're not interfering with it at all because it's private
Just
property.
like Joanne's lot there on the corner, right up here by the store, in front of the store. Her property line stops at Jimmy Patterson's front porch.
Yeah.
There ain't no road in between. There's a road there, but it's hers.
Yeah.
She owns the property, so if she wants to, she can shut that parking off. They're using it more and more all the time, and Joanne's just letting them, but at any given time, she can come down here and just shut that off, and ain't nothing nobody can do, cause she owns it and she pays taxes on it, it's her property. So, everybody straight on that? That's cleared up? Anybody wanna make a motion to adjourn?
Could I ask you a question about parking? I don't know how to.
I really ain't allowed to do, this is not an open forum meeting, but being you are a property owner in town, and that's what we're discussing this one time, let's do it.
Yeah.
Cause you didn't know that until this meeting.
Right, and next time I'll put my name on the list just in
Okay.
case, and I can yield.
That'd be good.
With him being the water department state property, right? Is there any
The
way?
water
we could-
department is not state property.
Who does it
The
belong
water
to?
department belongs to, the
Yeah,
the
now,
property at the water department belongs to the utility district.
now here we go. I'm not gonna allow discussion about water department, because that's not city business.
But-
If you got something that is, and you may be leading to that.
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
I was wondering if there's any way we could, the city could have permission for people to park on the water department after hours.
That would be
Who would I talk to?
that would be a utility district board of commissioners.
Okay,
We just had a meeting before this meeting.
okay,
That would need to be brought before the utility board of commissioners.
okay. I
I
don't know who to
understand
talk
that,
to.
that would be more related,
Yeah,
That would-
but they don't need to be parking on Oni.
no.
Yeah.
That would,
That's the
that,
problem.
that would need to be brought before the utility board of
And
commissioners.
even my back door neighbors right there, they're parking in their grass, and I'm out there half the night, right there, night, man, get out of his yard.
Yeah.
You know, you can't park
I
in
know.
my alleyway, that's fine, don't park in the man's
Well-
yard.
Anytime it's open to the public, and it's not good signage and everything, it's gonna happen. Unfortunately, and most of them don't know any better, and some of them just don't care.
I'm trying to put parking in there, there's just a lot of work with me not being.
I know it's hard on y'all, I know it's hard on Teresa, But when people, and I hear this every week, when people see the business owners parking in the public parking places for the customers, they say, why would we be adding more parking when they're using the parking up themselves? And they got a good point.
And we've been moving ours out into the alley and all during
I've noticed
busy
that.
hours and all.
I noticed that. Most of the people live upstairs over across the street, are parking on the main highway.
Yeah. I've seen
And they're
some-
parking in those parking spaces, and I understand that. I parked in one front of, right there by the, trolley stand, and someone posted a picture of it on the internet, so I just made a parking place.
I would-
We just got an extra parking place, and
It's-
now they're
it's
on,
gonna
I'm sure
be-
they're on something else now.
It's gonna be very difficult to provide enough public parking for people with boats.
When the
You would just about
yeah.
have to have a parking lot the size of.
When the Mexican restaurant
riverbank.
is gone, and it's going, it'll be gone for the year out. The parking will ease up, no matter what they put next, across the street. It won't be as bad, cause the Mexican restaurant has got a good majority of the park on the weekend.
Yeah.
You know, and Thursday night.
Right. Well, I'll
That's
fix
gonna
it
give you
start
something.
Thursday night too, so
Yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what I need to do to make it, to relieve the town and the people, you know, no trespassing,
Yeah.
choose the parking. what I can do to
Signage,
help
good
everybody.
signage is good as anything, put toes on them, and enforce it. Somebody parks their toes on, in town, out of town, they sit there and park right in front of the toes on, but all that man right there, he's told in, they won't park there no more. It's your property, it's your right.
And I just wanna make sure that I'm in line with y'all, that we're all kinda on the same.
You own
page.
that road behind that store.
Yes.
That's yours.
Right, I'm getting the paperwork so I can put a hard line in there, and if there's enough room, I'm gonna put horizontal parking.
Yeah.
But we have a French drain.
Yeah,
back
it's nothing,
there,
none of
so I
my
can-
business.
Now, I will say
I was
this.
there when they built that septic system, they put the septic system, Jimmy was not, let them put it over on him. If you ever have problems, I hope he still lets you go, continue to repair it, because it, from what I seen when they put that septic system in several years ago, part of it was on Jimmy's property. You know, and you might wanna be aware of how deep that field line is on your parking, because I got the same thing right here, everybody wonders why I put a fence across here. Everybody was parking over here, my field lines are about that deep.
Yeah.
Over here.
I
What you
will-
gotta do
I
is
will-
patch it short.
I will say this because you probably don't know it. Down that alleyway, right down the middle of that road, the utility district has a main water line.
That big.
It's a 6-inch or an 8-inch line, goes right down the middle of that road. There are restrictions about how far septic tank or field lines can be from water mains.
Right.
I don't know that there is room in there. That will have to go through the state.
Right.
And
You told me.
you just need to know that before you do any digging or moving or anything
No.
down there, because I don't know that there's room. I don't know that they will let you.
Yeah, well, we had to keep it free for the water main anyway. It's not like I can pave it, cause then you don't have to have access to that.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about redoing field lines.
No.
Or French drains or anything,
Hopefully
those,
you won't
those
have to,
can't
no.
be anywhere near that water.
They're tied to the building now. I think it's already, the water line, looking at the topography graph, the water line's already the minimum distance from the field drain.
Yeah, I just wanted you to know
I
that.
think that's 15.
I just wanted you to know that in case y'all wanted to get back there digging on your field lines or anything, that is there.
I'm probably gonna get out there with a can of spray paint first, and flag people down, like, that's the parking spot, get in and leave.
That's good signage.
Okay.
Now, the parking's not gonna hurt the water main, I just meant if you were gonna be replacing field lines or doing digging.
So it's all in excellent shape. We got it first before we could get permits open. State had to come do an inspection. Everything's in tip top shape and ready to go.
All right, anybody wanna make a motion?
I make the motion.
Second. All in favor, aye?